Hello and welcome to a Likable show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I'm joined by
Gavin Roman.
Gavin fucking Romance.
That's sick.
Yeah, you're insightful, but are you likable? You got jokes, you're the host, stand up. Are you likable?
Hello and welcome to Likable, a show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I'm joined by Gavin Roman. How are you,
Thanks for
buddy?
having me, man. Thank you.
Is Gavin Roman your real name?
It is, and it's funny because in high school I used to call myself Gavin Romance because I wasn't romantic, and I feel like now that I'm a comedian, that's better of a stage name. But I beat it into the ground before I was even 20, so I was like, "Yeah, Gavin Romance." Yeah. I got 3 first names actually.
Really? What's the middle name?
Kyle.
Gavin Kyle Roman.
It's very rare you meet a Roman, but
Yeah.
they're out there. There's a few Romans.
Yeah. Where are you from with that name?
I'm from a town where you usually have 3 first names. I know Billy Joe that was a lady, I grew up in Ellenville, and it's funny because if you're not from the Hudson Valley, you don't really know it. But there was an old hotel there that closed when I was a kid, and Rodney Dangerfield got to start working check spots there.
People don't realize, I mean, maybe some of the local comedians do, but the Borscht Belt in the Catskills is like where a lot of the classic comics came from.
And I had no clue about that. I started hearing about it almost a year into comedy, the Borscht Belt, and then the Borscht Belt Festival. And I'm like, I saw Ellenville, and to me, that, I don't know, when I grew up there, you either went to the prison or worked at the prison. It's a very weird energy in the town. But we all knew that there was also real history there. I don't know if you know where New Paltz is. Yeah. Those guys like to consider like, oh, we're living in the mountains. But Ellenville is literally right on the edge of that mountain on the other side. You're literally tucked against the Minnewaska Mountain. Yeah. And it's weird to grow up in such a beautiful yet weirdly opposite of that, and trashy and sketchy. It was a confusing place, but it was cool.
It's almost like you made me think of the Lion King, where it's like everything the light touches is our, and then you guys are the Shadowland.
No, it's true. We called it Snob Hill. So all the rich kids lived up beyond the synagogue, and they'd look down, and we joked, everything within 3 blocks of the school was dog shit. But if you lived up in Cragsmore, for example, beautiful. You could see the entire mountain where like the 3 mountains overlap. And then you can see off in the distance where I live now, the Catskills behind it. And there's a lot of cool, beautiful places up here, man.
Dude, there was an episode of Kill Tony recently where he said like upstate comics never leave. That's like, any upstate New York comic that got out of the Hudson Valley, it's amazing that they did, right?
Yeah.
He's like, they never leave. And like, there's truth to that because everybody is coming here, but like not for comedy, but
it's COVID. We've had a huge push.
Very
big push of people coming up here, and now I'm seeing a lot of people trying to sell and get back because they're like, I can't Airbnb it. No one wants to rent it. It was a weird time for up here, and I know farther up in the Adirondacks, it's always been a thing. Like people have tried to slowly gentrify it. It's just weird seeing it in real time here, and also being old enough to understand it too.
Yeah, that's true too. Because I think, how old are you?
I'm 32. I'll be 33 in November.
Okay, so I'm a little bit older than you, but I remember, even I was like 11 years old when 9/11 happened, right?
Yeah,
and
I remember 4th grade.
You see all that shit happen afterwards of like all these new neighbors that we have, and everybody wanted to be here too. But like, it is like one of the more beautiful areas in the country, you know?
Is.
I love it here. But, gotta get somewhere. But
and I forgot what I was gonna add to that. It's just you don't get to, I guess you were saying with comics that don't leave the valley. I feel like that's also same with just living here. Yeah. I know kids on the same stoop, stoop kids afraid to leave. They're still smoking the same bag of grass on the same neighborhood. And it sucks. Like when I was younger, when I got to New Paltz, I thought I'd made the Mecca, the journey out. I was like, made it, man. I'm out of here. And then I realized you can go farther than that. And like, it's once you push out of your comfortability zone and you begin to expand. And as a comic, it's kind of why I'm doing the tour. I was like, I love the city and I love the experience it gives you for comedy. but no one enjoys my hemorrhoid jokes there.
In the city?
Yeah, I'm not the 20-year-old hipster's comic. I'm
well, we can cover that in a minute.
Yeah, no, of course.
All right. Well, what do you want to talk about first, the tour or the hemorrhoid situation?
My hemorrhoids are always forefront of the discussion.
Right,
what do you want to know about them?
No, I actually don't want to know anything about the hemorrhoids. The topic of like what city comics like talk about and stuff like that. So like for me, it's been like one of these things of just like I'm finding at a lot of open mics that I'll do in the city, and like Eastville I feel like is a little different, but like because that's Brooklyn. But
yes,
yeah, but like it's a lot of I want to say like shock humor a little bit, and
yes,
they're just like, I love like Hudson Valley comedy because it just feels like, because we don't have mics 5 times a day every day of the week, we sit down and write stuff, and
yes,
you know, that's what I feel like. So I mean, you might have hemorrhoid jokes,
yeah,
but you've written hemorrhoid jokes,
exactly,
and you've worked on the hemorrhoid jokes.
Yeah, it was in my very first set, and they keep sticking around. I think comics, especially in the shock lane, it helps to also, we as upstaters look at all 5 boroughs as the city. And once I started doing comedy, no, Midtown is very different energy than downtown Brooklyn, and same with doing a Harlem room. So once you realize that different crowds are in the different rooms, then you also start to realize what's not hidden. And the thing with, I think comics write jokes long before they find their voice. And I didn't write jokes. I've never actually sat and penned to paper, write a joke. I always just record a thought in my head. Like, that sounds crazy. That's absurd. And I have 110-second clips in my phone, and then I piece them together. But I only write what I know. Like it's coming from the heart. So when I sell it on stage, you believe it because I know it's real, you know, whereas that's why I don't consider it shock humor. It's I'm trying to bring things that everyone's experiencing to the forefront of the conversation that no one wants to talk about, but we're all experiencing. Whether it's hemorrhoids or suicide, we can talk about this. I don't just go up and make a Hitler joke to make a Hitler joke.
Only if it's relevant.
And I have a great one, and it's my only joke that's never sold, and I still keep using it. It bombs every time. But it's not about him. It's about his dog. And being able to step out, you hear his name and immediately shut it down. But he went and named a German Shepherd Blondie. He could have gotten a golden retriever. And they just they shut it down immediately. But that's the issue with shock humor, is it's not really that funny. It's time and place, I guess. But if it's your whole thing, like Jesselnick, for example, I thought it was cool. And then after a while, you're like, all right, I get it. Dead baby.
So I love Jesselnick for his ability to not project where he's going, right?
Yes, so the deadpan.
Yeah, the deadpan
I respect.
And the twist and all that kind of stuff. Like he doesn't
very
break
character.
Yeah,
people forget we're a character up there, and he stays in that serious face. Doesn't break.
No crowd work.
Yes. And see, my thing is I want to do crowd work one day, but I know I'll be okay at it. So I keep myself in the joke writing place right now. Learn to write. You can't do wheelies without learning the training wheels. So like, you might have gotten lucky once or twice and gotten your wheel to pop, but you're not ready. Stay on all 4 for a minute.
That's a very Ellenville analogy.
Right?
Talking about wheelies. So like I like to do like different challenges when I'm doing comedy. So like I use the Beacon mic on Wednesdays for this, but I'll pick like a different thing that I'm trying to work on for like the next month.
That's a great idea. That's where I'm kind of like, pick an idea and work 5 of it. Like just work 5 minutes on your dog or whatever it may be. A lot of these jokes are not sticking with us 10, 15 years from now. It's a lot of these are going to be thrown away in 6 months. My girlfriend said it to me. She goes, "You're ready for a new set?" And she's like, "You've been doing this one for like a year and a half. Rewrite it." I was like, wow, I didn't think I was there yet. But you're right. And when you step out of your comfort zone, I was trying to do one night, write like Rodney Dangerfield bits, like like just insult jokes, you know, but on myself, because I guess I already do that, but not in that style. I just wanted to, I think you said, do something different. And that's why I feel like the city, you get pigeonholed a little bit in your audience too.
Yes, and like It's tough because, I mean, doing open mics and trying to get laughs is like a losing process.
It is. It's the gym versus the game day.
Yeah,
and you get that as someone who works out. You're not in there for a pat on the back when you're sweating, doing squats. That is for you.
Yep.
You take it to the field. That's when you get an applause.
100%.
And if you're fishing for laughs,
applause for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so upstate, at least there's like, I find that like etiquette's a little different upstate versus the city. Like, because there's only one mic to do, everybody kind of meets, hangs out, listens to everybody, and then at the end of the mic there's like a little bit of a powwow afterwards.
Yeah, and it's supportive.
Yeah, and you might hear feedback of like, oh, the joke you made about Hitler's dog, like that really stuck with me. Now you know that at least something out of that 5 minutes is memorable, right?
Have you ever done a feedback mic? So these are things in the city, and I like them. Like Katie Blunt does a great one. Is
that the Grizzly Pear one?
I think it is, yes.
Okay,
so it used to be West Side, and I think she moved it over to the Pear. But yes, it's like that moment to work bits, shop it a little bit. Your funny and my funny are never going to be the same unless you are writing my jokes down as you watch it.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could do to dampen your career. And I think people forget that in comedy a little bit. And you get that energy of like, I'm a comic, I'm going to split. Like, I don't know. It shouldn't be that way. We should take 5 after the show, build each other up.
For sure. And also, like, hearing other people's feedback on your set might just give you a new angle that you didn't think of. Like,
exactly.
If I'm talking to another comic and like I've got this bit like kind of worked out and I'm like, all right, cool, this is what it sounds like, and I do it, and I'm like, man, I got laughs for that whole thing. And then somebody at the end was like, I really thought you were going to mention this person's perspective in your little story, and I'm like, I never fucking thought of that.
One word.
Yeah,
I used to do this joke where like my dick looks like a sweet potato, and someone goes, "Use yam." No one pictures a sweet potato. Like, when you say it, it's two yam, one quick boom. It's it's a 1-syllable word.
Yeah.
So like, workshopping bits when you don't even think it, just like bouncing ideas off of each other. And that goes for any conversation. If you find 3 like-minded people trying to do what you are trying to do, you can accomplish anything. That's why Amish build houses in a day, dude. Those guys get to work.
Yeah.
They go, this is going to happen by noon, and then we're out of here. Yep. And 12 guys build you a house.
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
You know what I learned recently about the Amish?
What's
that? You know
why
their hands are so big?
Why?
So they're microfractures and stuff. They like constantly, because they're working with their hands, it's over calloused and over. When you break your finger, you don't do anything to it. You just tape it together and roll with it.
Yeah.
Their hands are huge baseball mitts because they're constantly breaking them, callousing them up. As a power lifter, I figured you got some calluses.
Yeah.
It's weird to think
I
that.
should have done that as a kid. That's like the opposite of Chinese foot binding, you know?
That is crazy. But someone asked me about that when we were talking about it. I was like, that's just so nuts, man.
Yeah, that is nuts, man. They're not doing it on purpose, though.
No, I think I know it's culturally. But, oh, the Amish. I thought you were talking about foot binding.
No. We moved on. I talk about feet too much on this podcast.
You and Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. On the Tarantino podcast.
There's a great comedian, Dave Smith, that does a bit. He's like, Tarantino is like, I guess, there's going to be the scene where we have to have Selma Hayek's foot. I guess I'll take one for the team and lick it. I'll put her toe in my mouth, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like,
no.
whenever I see a weird like sex scene in a movie, I'm like, that was just for the director. Like, you have full control of this movie, and you wanted that there.
Yeah. It's funny. Adam Sandler always casts his wife as like the hottest girl on the planet currently.
He's
like
great about that.
Yeah.
His nephew, I didn't know it was his nephew, but he's in a bunch of his movies too. And he's like the doofy, curly-haired blonde kid in the background of a lot of stuff.
Oh, I didn't know
his
that.
His name's like Jared Sandler or something.
That's so funny.
He's the bring the homies with you kind of guy, and I respect that. It's how everyone should be, If you eat, I eat, it's... I don't know how to put it, but if you're going through life looking over your shoulder and being a dick, you always got to be on eggshells on guard. When you're just like genuinely... I told someone today, I was like, dude, you're just a genuinely good dude. And you don't see that often. You don't see heart on your sleeve, open book. And I feel that I am one of those persons, but it comes with a curse because sometimes I do say shit not everyone agrees with.
Yeah, that happens.
But at least you're getting it down the middle every time.
Yeah. You know where people are coming from.
Yeah.
I've said this a million times on the podcast. It's just like there's a 1% chance anybody that makes it, 2% if you come on the podcast. But like, there's a 1% chance any of us make it. Like, why would you be a dick to people? Because it's like, be nice to people. You don't know who this person's gonna be one day.
Yeah, no.
And there's no superiority complex.
People make it in comedy that aren't funny all the time. You never know who's gonna make it. Like
Yeah,
you said,
yeah.
it could be the kid you're standing at that you like write off every weekend, and he's just been sitting in the lab writing and writing and writing.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you got, because comedy's a language. Dave Chappelle said that, and it's true. It's like when I hear children speaking Spanish to their parents, I go, "Oh, I understand that." And then when I hear my barber speaking Spanish, I go, "I can't understand that."
Yeah.
I speak kindergarten level Spanish, and I'm okay with that. But I think that same with comedy. You can learn this language. You can practice. Not everyone's meant to sing.
Yeah.
You can learn funny. You can get better at it. So again, don't gatekeep, don't shit on people, man, because you never know. The guy next to you wants it maybe 10 times more than you, and that's the one that pops, and he's gonna remember that.
Yeah. I mean, also, you just don't know. Yeah, like there's no predictability about how this is gonna happen. Like a lot of it just seems to be. I mean, there are a million comics that work really hard all the time, and like the reason why some of them make it and some of them don't sometimes just comes down to luck, and it's just like, you might be writing off somebody, but they might be the lucky one, not you. And
Funny's
then
not the only thing it takes, and it stinks. It's like the art of selling yourself. You are a commodity. You're offering a service at this point. It's networking. The one part I suck at is the hang after. And you get it. We drive hours to each of these spots sometimes. And I got to jump right back in my car and get home because it'll be 4 a.m. by the time I pull in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I think back to, we were talking about upstate mics and the respect and the etiquette that goes into them. It's because we don't get them as much. We are genuinely invested in that once a month show, whereas you can go hit 7, 8, 10 if you got a car a day in the city, and it's oversaturated, and you're not remembering the faces. I always like to think, who's my comedy class? In 10 years, who did I come up with? It's kind of a cool thought to me. And like high school, you're not going to have everyone that you started with. 10 years from now, that number's going to be smaller, but you're going to still be with those same people. And that goes back to, again, being cool with everybody,
When did you start comedy?
I only started comedy, it was September of 23. So
September of 23.
Almost 2 years. I'm coming up on
Very
2 years
cool.
now. I made some big leaps and bounds early on and got lucky. And I didn't take no for an answer a little bit. I did a few open mics, and then I was like, I'm going to do this every day. And I was working mental health at the time, doing outpatient services. So I'd literally go see a patient, sneak a 12 o'clock mic in, go see another patient, go squeeze a 3 o'clock in, and I would go patient to mic, and all day long. I was hitting the 10 a.m.s. There's some early mics in the city sometimes.
Oh, man, that's rough.
Yeah, dude. I was like, this is early. So exactly, trying to be funny at 10 a.m., trying to be funny while being in the car for 5. That's the worst. I hate driving straight to Broadway, 3 hours, you're in traffic, you're white knuckling it, and then you have to go be funny. You have to turn that switch on.
Or you don't make the roster.
These
happens.
little things, man.
Yeah.
And I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, the start, but with Broadway, I was like, that's what I have to do. There's no one tells you the tricks or the secrets to this. A lot of it is you're learning from what you're hearing on other comedians' podcasts, and what you're reading. And I just kept seeing Industry Room, and I was doing all these laughing Buddhas. And then I heard a couple pro comics go, and I was like, okay, industry secret.
Yeah.
And so I went to Broadway, and I go, I want to do your Industry Room. He goes, bring 6 people. Here's the date. I filled my seats, and he goes, you're good, but not yet. And I called him 2 weeks later and scheduled his next Industry. And I had gotten my residency on Broadway within like 3-4 months of doing comedy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was, I think it was less that he told me too, he goes, a lot of people will laugh because of your voice. You have to remember, be funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're up there, there's a cadence to comedy. I was talking about it the other day with, who is it? Man on the Moon, the Jim Carrey, Andy Kaufman.
Oh, Andy Kaufman, yep.
He did a whole 10 minutes speaking gibberish. He wasn't saying any words, but his facial expressions, the time and the cadence, there is a little bit of a rhythm to comedy. And if you can find that, you can get away with not being funny. And that's what Booker had told me. He was like, you got to pay attention because everyone's going to always laugh, you're not always going to be funny. Humble yourself a little bit. Keep going to the drawing board.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, what's cool about your voice, I mean, your voice is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah. But like, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could like figure out, and I'm sure I've actually seen you do this, maybe consciously or subconsciously, but when you go to hit like a punchline or like a word, you drop it on the low like this.
I do. I think I want to be the sit-in comic. I want to lean in. I want to bring you into the story, and then I want to shout in your fucking ear. Because then I'm bringing it down to a whisper. And I'm at a place now where I can ask before I go up, turn my mic up.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I had to just keep it in my mouth and like hold it right there to ensure that you were hearing me. And that's how I developed one of my best jokes is like I breathe into this mic like I'm standing outside of your wife's window.
Yeah, I like that.
But no, it's weird at first. You have to find your voice. You're speaking to the back of the room, and I'm not a projector. I have two tones. It is, you can hear me 3 blocks down, or I'm the loudest whisperer, but it doesn't. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very, I got a weird voice.
You have a very cool voice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you. Someone said it's a pack of Marlboro Reds. You'd want to read you a bedtime story.
Yeah. I want you to introduce a movie for me.
In a world.
Yeah. Gavin Roman. Yeah.
Coming this fall.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
The
sick.
Likable podcast movie.
Yeah. It's going to have you read the intro. Actually, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I'll read your in. Let's do it.
Yeah. This is funny. All right. Read the highlight.
Hello and welcome to a Likable show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I'm joined by
Gavin Roman.
Gavin fucking Romance.
That's sick. So gnarly.
But you know what's funny? I'm terrible with impressions. I could just do that one, but like my girlfriend says my like impersonations and like accents are so awful, they're not offensive.
Yeah.
I would love a bit one day where you could just shout out everything comes out like Count Chocula. Like, did you want me to punch you? Nothing's good. I can't do it. I do a wicked Irish accent, but every other. And I think that's same with comedy. When I try too hard, I do dog shit. It is better to just let things come naturally, let things flow. Like this conversation, you know, it's when the more effort I put into something, the worse it comes out.
Yeah. I find that with like, so I like write a lot and I pick a lot of like keywords that I definitely know I want to hit. But like when I have a new set, I practice it like so many, and that's like, I like you like travel to a lot of different mics, right? I mean, we see each other all around.
Exactly. And it's funny when I see you in the city, I'm like, oh shit. Like,
yeah. So like I'll travel around, but I'm working on like a certain set of jokes. That way, when I say it on stage, I'm so comfortable with saying it because I already have like the verbiage memorized. Very rarely do I just like do something on stage that I just wrote that day. Like we did Levity Live a couple weeks ago.
That was a nice stage.
Yeah, it was cool. I've been dying to get on that stage for so long.
I need to branch more up. I always go down because I just always hear city, LA, and I'm starting to realize it's the same distance to Boston as it is to the city.
Yeah.
It is 3 hours, so it's pick a direction.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
we're road comics from the start.
Yeah, we kind of have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like one of the jokes in that set that I did at Levity Live, my sister gave to me as a note earlier that day.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, that's kind of fun because like I thought about it in a second and I just did the act out because I've been working on act outs this month. And I'm like, I'm like, so like I'm doing the joke on stage at Levity and it's recorded and whatever. And I'm like, I'm going to do this because I was having a fun time on stage and I did it in the moment and it worked out, thankfully. But like, that's a dumb thing to do.
No, act outs are tricky too, though. That's taking yourself out of your comfort zone. That's, so it's great you crushed it.
Yeah,
still.
you have to really commit to it.
I did one for the first time and I was like, oh, that looked weird. I was trying to imitate me blowing smoke on my, I was talking about a shit your pants story and now I got to blow cigarettes onto my pants to lose the smell. And I always forget that the mic has to go with you. Wherever you're moving in that movement, they then can't hear you if you take the mic away. So I'm still getting at them, but I wanted to ask you, you're a power lifter?
Yeah.
The first time I saw your set, you made the joke about squatting 500, and I went up and made a joke about my brother's prolapsed ass. And I was and I was like, fuck, you left. It was such a good one, man.
I'm sorry. I probably had the night swim like after that. Yeah.
How'd you get into lifting?
So like I grew up very heavy set, and when I was 16 and a half, I had a very bad breakup, so I just ran every day until I lost 120
People
pounds.
don't realize working out's relative. If you're a big guy, just some curls, just walking down the block, you don't have to squat 500 to get the same effect.
100%. So I ran every day, lost 120 pounds, and when I got done with that, I had all this excess skin I lost 120 pounds in less than a year.
That's amazing, yeah.
I was very crazy. And, but I was so upset because I wanted the skin removal surgery, but I couldn't get approved for it because it wasn't like a requirement for my health. It was like a cosmetic thing.
Exactly.
And at the time, those surgeries were like $24K.
Yeah, they're and they're still, but now it's trendier. People are with the Ozempic and everything
only like
else.
14 grand right now.
That's nuts, man.
I'm too old for it.
I worked at a strip club for years, and I remember it used to be 10 grand a boob. Now it's 5 grand a boob.
Half off.
Yeah.
So like that's when I picked up weights, because I'm like, if I can't remove this skin, I'm gonna fill it in with muscle. Yeah. So I started lifting, and then I started doing a little powerlifting in college, but I was still playing rugby, and then I got out of that.
Oh yeah, support your local hooker.
Yeah, that's my position on the rugby team. Yeah,
dude,
I was a hooker.
yeah.
And then once I graduated, I got a job at a gym, and then because everything was based off of like your end of the month like numbers, I needed tangible results to feel successful along the way. So I started powerlifting to set new personal records, and then I only did one real actual powerlifting meet. And then
so you actually went out and my
but
brother used to be big into lifting, and when we lived together, he had a whole gym in his basement. And I have like addictive personalities. I had issues with drinking when I was younger. And it's funny because a lot of my jokes are still about that. Like I'll hold a beer on stage, but it's just to hold my joke list on the backside.
Okay, that's clever. I like that idea.
Again, it's all an act. You know, some people think, and when I get off stage, they think like, oh, don't drive home. And it's like, I don't really drink and drive anymore.
Yeah.
But same with working out. I was doing 2 a day sometimes. When I lived in Poughkeepsie, I'd go to Mike Ortega's all the time. I'd work out in the morning, work out at night, saunas, ice cold. And I always take everything too far, but I've had issues with weight forever. So like, but I've always stayed strong. And that's what I like about powerlifting. You know, I never looked cut. I never looked lean, but I'll tire flip and run a quarter mile with you. You know?
Hell yeah. Yeah. I like the cool thing about powerlifting is that, like, you know, unlike bodybuilding, which is so subjective, right? Like somebody's gonna look at you and you could have like a fucking awesome body, and then like your calves are small, and it's like,
you're a
dude,
little
that's
dehydrated, a little flaw.
Subjective, you know. But like nobody's gonna argue with 500 pounds is 500 pounds. Did you get it off the floor into your hips or not? Like, you know,
these new videos going around to the powerlifters pissing their pants and stuff. Yeah. You don't gotta be pretty, man.
Yeah. I love it.
That's a thing with distance runners too, dude.
Really,
they shit their pants.
They shit themselves.
Yes, if you're doing a 10-mile race, your time is everything.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? There's no bathroom on your...
Is it mostly water, you think?
I bet now that you think about it, you're super hydrated and healthy people take the grossest shits, I've come to learn. It's always the skinny girl that smells like dog shit.
Oh, my God. Which is why they act like they don't do it.
Exactly.
It's like a JFK cover-up.
That's a fucking good one.
Yeah,
it's all those green drinks in the morning. Fucking protein out the ass.
Yep, someone on the grassy knoll. It's something going on there, man.
As someone who shit themselves more than I should admit as an adult, I can't judge anybody, but I'm also not swearing I'm pretty.
Same.
I didn't lie to you. I look like a guy who shits his pants. It's not a secret.
I like the guy who lies about it.
Yeah.
I blame it on somebody.
So that was my joke. I was on the Q train and I was going to Elmhurst Psych Hospital to see a patient, and someone jumped on the tracks, so the train was held up. So I run to a Wendy's as soon as I get off the train, and they're like, well, we got to ask if you can. I'm like, ma'am, you got to get me that key. And by the time I got there, I had shit all over the wall of the Wendy's so bad that I called them anonymously to apologize later. And I had to go buy, I don't smoke menthol, but I bought a pack of menthol cigarettes. And I'm standing on the corner of the Q train by the Wendy's blowing smoke onto my asshole because I'm like, I have to go and talk to a psychiatrist and advocate for a crazy person. And I just shit all over the wall of a bathroom. Go and give life advice. I'm like, I hope they think it's the crazy person.
It's understandable until you wrote your name in it. You wrote Gavin was here.
Yeah.
WUZ.
I used every fucking paper towel in their machine.
It's
I took
never
the
enough.
socks off. I had really, and I'm like, I was like, this is why they don't give the key out. But also, if she gave me that fucking key, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
It was a catch-20. I genuinely called. I was like, hey, sorry. And I'm like, huh? And I just hung up.
Oh, that poor bastard.
Fuck. It was, and now I watch movies and I'm like, I told my girlfriend, I'm like, it was worse than that.
I was just listening to, I think, Stavi's World. They don't do, maybe this was... we might be drunk, but they don't do diarrhea gags anymore in movies. You never see them, like the Dumb and Dumber, like
they were classic. I saw
classic.
one in, was it an Owen Wilson, Ed Helms movie, Hall Pass, and they bring a girl back to their hotel. Their wife gave them like a hall pass, and she sneezes and shits all over the back wall of the tub or something.
I remember that.
There's no good comedies really, period, anymore.
Yeah, they don't do that much.
If I drop a special, it'd be Diarrhea of the Madman.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you find this awesome studio? How did this come about? Are you from Rhinecliff then? So
Rhinebeck, yeah, but Rhinecliff, Rhinebeck, they're pretty much the same thing. No, I used to do storytelling.
Okay.
And one of the people who has a podcast here, correct me if I'm Norm.
I was looking at that earlier.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
So I've been on his podcast before too. He interviews a lot of local people, but he heard he came to visit me at the bar one day, and he heard that I was looking for a studio, and I was about to pay these guys like $2,000 a month to do something in Hyde Park.
Studio rentals are very expensive.
Oh, man. But then he mentioned this place to me. We set up a meeting, and then they're being super generous with allowing me to use all this kind of stuff.
It really is a not only an amazing room, but also amazing, like you said, generous. This is very cool. A lot of people would kill to get a spot like this.
Yeah.
I'm a punk at heart, so anything DIY, I'm all about. Like, we're in the back of a coffee shop right now.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this. The last episode, there was like 5 dogs walking through the store, and Hannah just kept getting distracted.
I bought all the equipment for podcasting, but my thing is everyone has one. But I fully switched to the tablet recently for all my computer work, and I got like a Gorilla setup. I wanted to record in bars and like where people are comfortable. Take them out of that comfortable setting and just throw you on the spot, get a beer in your hand, and get you loose and talking.
Yeah, there's a couple guests that have agreed to come on. That are like bigger gets for me.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say who they are. Their schedules
you have
are
to
like.
Tune in.
Yeah, you have to
tune in next week.
Yeah.
Give you some sound bites.
Thank you. If I ever get ad reads, I'm just going to have you come in and record.
No, I would love to, man. I would definitely love to.
That'd be great. But yeah, so the problem is scheduling. So I'm like, all right, well, I see you like at least once a month. So I got to like go to you, I guess, because it's tough for them.
And
to
if they're
here.
A big get, exactly. You want to accommodate.
What
was I gonna say? Man, my brain farts are worse the older I get.
Okay.
Guests. Booking. When I was younger, I was so irresponsible, and to think I now live by the calendar. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's not in the calendar 2 weeks in advance, and I don't get the notification for it a week in advance, I'll forget. Everything's. I actually love that I was able to sync my phone to my girlfriend's calendar. So whenever I save something, even if by chance I forget, she gets the notification.
Hell
too.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've actually gone back. I've started to use paper calendars now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want the Rolodex. I want a paper Rolodex and a flip phone. My phone addiction has been bad with comedy lately. You have to post. You're kind of, and especially because we live so far, I feel the only way to stay relevant is through posting and kind of like make it look like I'm here even though I'm not here. But I had deleted all my socials years ago and then had to start them back up. But the last 2 weeks, man, and because I work on my phone too, I can go 9 to 9, just stare, whether it's making a flyer, shooting an email, putting a clip up.
Yes.
And you put it down, and it's like I was saying with cigarettes early, the immediate benefits, the healing factors from just a half hour off of your phone. You feel it.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to a flip phone. And it's like the little excuses, the GPS, the emails. You can do that on your tablet. You can get an old school GPS in your car.
What I love about this thing is like I try to handle most like business stuff on the tablet. I have all the notifications turned off, so I can actually focus on this. And if I take my phone out of my pocket and face it down, I don't know anybody's texting me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I have that feature. I think.
Yeah.
I accidentally always clicked yes on notifications, and I've been like, one of these days you got to turn them all off, because it'll be like an NFL notifications. I'm getting play-by-play scores for Yankee games. I'm like,
and then it's just like 5 minutes later, you're like, oh man, I fucking wasted so much time.
Yeah. And I study psychology, so I know all the tricks they're playing. This is just called antecedent manipulation. This is treat training for a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
You get that ding, that flash, that's the bell.
Yep,
the
Pavlov's.
treat is your heart, and you do it all over again.
Yeah, it is killer. Like it really does suck you in. It's like, it's like what sucks is that like comedy, it's like, I don't know. Like I debate about this with a few people, but like because I have one friend who's completely off of social media and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't get booked as much as he'd like to, but I mean that's kind of the trade-off. Is like he's got peace of mind.
David Tell curse. You're the comic's comic. You'll be doing late night one, and I worry. That's why I want to get on the road too, because I worry that would be me. Like Broadway always puts me up last set. I'm up there at 12 o'clock on a fucking Sunday. And I like it because if you're there that late, you're a genuine fan of comedy. So the rooms are better.
Yep.
But do know that that's the journey you're on for a while. You're either road comic in hotels alone, or you do arenas, or you're the guy who's still doing clubs in the city real late. No one's watching. You're very anti-edgy comedy. I like it though. But it's risky. Like you said, you can do it, but it's... you got to ask yourself, why are you doing comedy then? Like, if that's what all you want is just quiet laughs and a back... I think that is a cool way to do it. Like, if you're... It's not what I'm doing, but I'd like to. I would like to have the luxury of, like, making enough on my day job where I don't have to try and make comedy my second job.
Yeah, I would like to... I've always said this, like, my goal in comedy is not to become like fucking Shane Gillis, my like who's making all the money now. My goal is to just like make my full-time income a livable life off of doing funny stuff. It does not have to be stand-up. I'll do comedy. I'll do stand-up comedy after work. Yeah. Because I do it for free. I've been doing it for free. Yeah. You know, I would do that.
Outside of these road gigs, I've never been offered more than $5 and I go keep it. Like, it's almost insulting to take it. And I give it to double down on whoever's after me.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, as long as I get, some kind of job where I don't have to, I spend most of my time figuring out how to make people laugh, and then I can do humor stuff afterwards. That'd be
genuinely great. Mean this. Half the reason I do comedy is because I just want to smoke inside on a Friday night. Dude, you're telling me I can go into a room full of people and smoke a few cigarettes, have a beer, and all I got to do is make you laugh? Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. Like I'm already doing that without the cigarette in hand. Call myself a comic, give me a pack of smokes, I'll do it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I stumbled into Eastville. Like my first bomb as a comic was from the audience. So I hadn't even done comedy. I was just watching my very first show, and this guy roasted me, and it was about my laugh and my voice. And I thought I'd crack back at him. He was like, "You sound like Seth Rogen." I was like, "More like Joey Diaz," and no one laughed. And he roasted me, and it sat with me a whole week. Like, a bomb sits with you. Yeah. And I was like, "You have to go back and do that." And I was having a shit day at work, and I ended up in Eastville for a drink. And I was like, "Oh shit, there's a mic. Go up." And I haven't stopped going up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't. It was all an accident, man. I didn't have plans like I'm gonna make it big, and there was none of that. There was just this was genuinely something that made me happy when I was having shit days at work, and I kept doing it from. I don't know. It's an addiction now. It's like you get it once you're up there.
Dude, yeah, it's definitely become that. I liked it in the beginning because it kept me out of like trouble. Like, I feel like I used to date a lot, and then I'm like, man, I'm like I don't know. I'm more addicted to my phone of like texting people than I am of like living my life. And then I like had this opportunity to go on stage and try it, and like it felt really good. And I was very lucky that in the beginning I had such a fast start, which was great.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's, I think where I see guys 10 years still at the mic, and I gave myself a 5-year plan. I go, if you can't justify these 6-hour round trips to the city, you can't do this forever.
Yeah.
And within, like I said, 3-4 months, I got a bite. And I was like, even in the early mics, I was getting laughs. And I found a clip the other day of one of my first mics, and I was like, oh shit, you're getting pops then, you know? But I think that if I was discouraged out of the gate and I had to put more effort than what I was already breaking my back, I don't think I could have done it.
Yeah, that is true. And like, so I give a lot of credit to like comics who start and it's just rough in the beginning. Like,
that's why I gave Vinny his shot. He goes, you never even heard my jokes. I go, I know you drive from Poughkeepsie every day. And I was like, that's all you got to tell me.
Hell yeah.
That's 2 hours each way. That's a 4-hour ride in your car. That's with no traffic. Like if you're doing something, you work a full-time job, you're going to school, whatever it may be, and then you get in your fucking car to drive 6 hours and tell me that the drive to the city is not stressful. Oh my God. My blood pressure is through the... I smoke half a pack of cigarettes and a pot of coffee between here and there, and I wonder why my voice sounds like an ashtray. I joke I'm going to have a stroke in the fucking car. I'm going to be... And it's crazy because I love driving. Like, send me up north where there's no traffic, put me on a back road for 10 hours. I love it. There is nothing like cruising around, smoking a joint, driving with your favorite... It's literally 2 seats. You got your best friend on one side, great music. It's a perfect place to be. Put me in city traffic, and I would... I forgot we're on Rhinecliff.
No, dude.
I just want to drive people off the road some days. But then again, to then go be funny, you know, to turn that off. And I think a little part of this is for us and not for the audience, you know? And
Definitely.
it's...
you got to do it for you.
Yes.
I mean... Yeah, if you're not like just like going up there for your own self, you know, then that I've had so many talks about external validation lately. You're not going up there and you only want external validation. It is going to be a diminishing return.
It is. And that's what I brought my girl to one of my first open mics, and I was like, no one's laughing. She goes, no one ever will. She goes, it is all comics. Everyone's nervous about what they're going to say. Folk, it's a very selfish moment. In that moment, it's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? What do I got to... And you're thinking about your set. No one's paying attention to you.
Amazing of your girl to identify.
Yes, because if she didn't, I was looking for laughs in all the wrong places. You know, I was looking for the pops at the mics. And but I think if I didn't learn that early too, like, don't discourage yourself because you're not hitting at the mic. That's not what that room is for. That's for you to study your cadences. Maybe, and if you are getting pops at a mic, great, keep that joke. You know, that's a good bit. But don't expect them, you know? It's like going out expecting to get laid. You're never going to get laid, man.
That's like, that's why I like doing the same set in so many different places, because like maybe, you know, joke 1 gets a pop in Beacon and joke 3 gets a pop in Kingston. And like, so I'm like, all right, there's different, I can see what different rooms taste and what they like. And, you know, and it's, I think that's important too. I feel bad for comics who stick to one section of the city, or like, you know, like, I know a lot of Albany people listen to this, but like, I would so much encourage them to just get to a different town and try out different jokes with different people.
Even if they go up. I heard, like, I know my buddy does some stuff in Lake Placid. Like, there's scenes.
Oh, wow.
There's scenes up there. So, like, like you said, don't pigeonhole yourself.
Yeah, it's comfortable to stay in one city, and that's good. I mean, you know, but people already know you, so they already give you the benefit of the doubt. Versus like when you know, you go to a new mic, like they don't know who the fuck you are. They don't know that you're funny. You know? And then
exactly.
Yeah, you might just seem like a fucking asshole, you know. And you know, the trick is to figure out how to make it work. You know, I have to go back to QED in Queens because the last time I was there, I had a rough time. There was mostly
How
Asian.
was the room over there?
It was good.
So the kid over there, he calls himself Shecky Longstein. That was the kid from my hometown that's also a comic. And I always see he's at QED. I've just never made it over.
I honestly, I haven't been there in probably like 8 months. I know they're under new ownership, but like at the time, it was mostly Asian comics.
My girlfriend's actually Japanese and Puerto Rican.
Very cool. Well, she can help me then, because I couldn't figure out how to like get them to open up. Right. And that was like one of those things where like, all right, I know I'm a new face, but I want to be funny off the rip to the Asian community. Not like, you know, I don't want to have to be like, hear so much that they eventually trust me and like me. And, you know, because that's the trick is like, but also you shouldn't expect laughs at an open mic. But, you know, I'm like, all right, I got to figure out a way to make this work.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I think it's a dangerous, but I see it a lot where comics always go, oh, it's a shit room. It's a shit room. But there is some truth to it still. Like I've done same identical set upstairs at Broadway and downstairs. One murdered, one crickets the whole way through.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, it really is. And the cool thing about Broadway is that it's right in Times Square, so you're getting all these tourists.
Yeah.
I've had 8 German dudes in the front row. I've had 6 Australian guys who could, like, so you get, but once you leave that little pocket, you're now, like, Upper West Side is a weird, it's all rich kids in the comedy scene. And then you go deep Brooklyn. I prefer playing cool black rooms down in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I think more shit slides in a black club than an Upper West Side hoity-toity white club.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
White people suck.
They do. No, it's, and that's why I said I'm quick to get my set on the road, because I know I'm the working class guy. Like I'm meant for middle-aged dudes whose assholes bleed and they work a full 40 and they want to kill themselves.
Yeah,
that's my audience, and I know that.
They resonate with you. Yeah.
But learn. Someone said once, you don't want to always bomb, but you want to be comfortable there. You want to learn to still stay in your pocket. Don't get rattled.
Yep.
So play clubs that you know you're not hidden in.
Yeah.
Stick to the circuit and play everything, like you said, because it's not always going to hit. But that's not what that moment's about. It's about you staying on track, you not getting shooken up.
Yeah.
And being comfortable being there.
Yeah.
You can scream during a car wreck, or you can hold both wheels and wait till you stop rolling, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to figure out how to not do well, but stay present in the moment.
Yeah.
And I think when that happens with me, like I start sweating, and all I'm thinking about is how much I'm sweating, and then I think about how bad I'm doing. But my goal is to start doing bad, and then to figure out how to acknowledge it in the moment, be where my feet are, and then just like touch the temperature of the room.
Yes.
You know, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like pull them back. Like I've learned sometimes silence isn't the bomb. Maybe they didn't know that was your punch yet, or like, but just because they're not laughing with you, you can still win. I like to acknowledge the joke sometimes. I'll be like, I guess you guys aren't into drinking and driving, huh? Or I guess you guys don't like, and I address, I fucked up. I said, all right, let's pedal it back. Maybe you like this. And there is, just because you hit that silence, I used to just jump stage. Like I would do my 4 instead of or when I see the light, I immediately jump deck. Like, whoop. Now I'm knowing, no, light, you got one more.
Yeah.
Squeeze one quick one in. But I was so nervous to run the light, and B, nervous of the silence. I wasn't comfortable. As someone who loves talking, silence will freak me the fuck out sometimes.
Okay.
Like, so I would get antsy, and I remember the first time I hosted, I threw this kid to the wolves, man. And none of you guys are paying attention. Fuck me, got it. Have a great. This isn't there. Yeah. And I brought him up, and as the host, you have to curate that audience. You have to set the tone.
Yeah,
and I did nothing
energy.
but. Yeah, it was a weird venue. It was one of those rent-a-rooms where some girl had just done her rap album debut, and we got the room. It was the Delancey down near Chinatown.
Okay.
And it was one of the first venues that gave me a shot, but I realized why, because, like, you could set the door fee, but they keep the first, like, buck or something.
Yeah.
It was shady. I was like, oh, this club wants me to play. And now I'm established, like, I see why, because they want me to pay them.
Yeah.
But it was a weird room, weird crowd. And that's when I learned, sink or swim, you got to stay there. It's your job. You can't leave early because you're having a shit day at McDonald's.
Yeah, it's tough when you see somebody leave stage early. I also am very scared of running the light. For me, it's like, especially when you do like a club, like you don't want to fuck over the next comic.
Yeah.
Like you don't want the booker to be mad at you.
Way better to be early than late. 100% of the time.
Yeah. But I mean, also like, you can't be like leaving so early that like nobody's prepared. That's always an awkward situation.
Yeah, you cut before the punch and you go, have a good night.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
all set
like,
up and
that's
leave.
my time. You're like, no, it's not.
You guys ever hear the story of the dog? See you later.
So since I started with storytelling, I'm used to people being quiet and not laughing. So like I kind of get away with that a little bit more when I'm on stage. But what kills me or like makes me really nervous is when there's conversations going on. And like I haven't figured out how to be like, what are you guys talking about over there? Because to me that's rude.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I got to figure out how to get comfortable with that part.
Because the heckler's calling you out. The person ignoring you is a different energy. It's like, I have to pop in there and like break that. I had a lady have her feet on the stage one time, kicked up. Like, I go, I hope that's the greatest fucking Tinder date you've ever been on. I kicked her feet off the stage. I was like, some people are just crazy when they come to shows. I don't think they've ever been or don't know the etiquette. And I had some guy recently shout, "Use your real voice," and I didn't know what to say. And I was like in the middle of a joke, and I go, and I can't do impressions because I wish I could have done a classy British comeback or something. Like, oh yeah, this is my. No, I just had to keep rolling with my joke. It's tough, you know, and I think especially like comics have a weak ego sometimes. You know, we are. I think there's a big overlap in mental health and comedians. Yeah, and a lot of it, whether it's anxiety or self-esteem, a heckler can fuck your day up, man. One of my first reactions to it was as someone who's quick to like get into bar fights when I was younger and stuff. I thought I was being funny, and I realized you're being aggressive. You're literally like jumping down this guy, and everyone in the room knew they were the assholes, but this is your job, and you have to keep your composure. Yeah. And it was weird, and I was like, you make a scene, you're not welcome back. You know, you're no one cares who started something, only who made an ass at the end. Yeah. It was humbling, you know. It was I had to just redirect my set, ignore the dudes, knew they weren't going to stop talking, and but it is a weird thing to get accustomed to. I'm nervous about this road because I've never done any of these clubs.
Let's talk about the tour. First off, we had to change the name.
Yes.
Due to recent events, the show that was originally titled "We're Here to Bomb,"
yes,
has had to change, but we're on tour.
It was a nod to an old live. Do you know the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
No.
So they do that song, The Impression That I Get. I've never had to knock on wood, but I'm sure I have it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah.
So yes. So they're from Boston, and they did an album back in the day live from the Middle East of Boston. So it was a nod to that, and it was We Came to Bomb, because we're all... It was a safety warning to every club, like, hey, I told them all, I was like, we're good comics, we're established in New York, but we have no fan base outside of the States, but that's the point of a tour, you know, we're trying to get out. Yeah. And I figured We Came to Bomb implies, don't think you're getting 10 out of 10, you know, we might bomb, you know, maybe Ohio doesn't like my hemorrhoids. So, and then I tagged the Middle East of America tour because we're playing states like Massachusetts, Ohio, Kentucky. It was very layered, and the clubs liked it. But then one of the comics had made their own flyer adjacent to what we did. And then we bombed Iran a couple days ago. So like it was one of those, fuck, you couldn't have predicted that coming. I'm sure there was a guy before 9/11 that had jokes about shitty plane pilots. Oh, yeah. And 9/10, he's like, I think I got to change that. You know?
The crashing comedy show.
So, we came to crash.
the second tower open mic.
The crash and burn show.
That's crazy.
But, so we had last second.
So what's the new name?
It is the East Coast Run.
The East Coast Run. Okay,
live, sweaty, and late.
That's cool. Nobody on the lineup looks like they run. But.
No, that's the joke. Three fat guys run into a stage near you, live, sweaty, and late.
Love it.
But it's going to be a good show. This was really just an idea of if you can get 2 followers in every new state. And surprisingly, I sold a ticket in Ohio already. Some kid I went to high school with runs a brewery out there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it was weird. I was like, I told all the clubs, like, we worked to the door splits and stuff, but I was like, listen, we're not going to sell seats. Like, I don't know someone in Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know anyone in North Carolina, but I'll bring the jokes, you fill the seats. And everyone was willing to take shots on us. You know, I sent some tapes over.
Really cool.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people in comedy that'll tell you, wait your turn, you're doing too much, or whatever it may be. And I think that that's the opposite. I think don't take no, you know. In every other case, yes, no means no. In comedy, no means call again next week and hope that they pick up their phone and beat doors down. Yeah. There's this band called Lettuce, and they got their name because they would call bars and just say, let us play. And they shortened it. It went from let us play to just lettuce. Yeah. And that's what this is, man. This is punk rock. This is DIY. This is not your normal job. So don't treat it like a normal thing, you know? And And if you bring that 70% energy to work, you're going to get 70. I bring 120. And that's what, dude, I messaged to get my shows in the beginning, just message people. I was telling you that with podcasts. Hit them in the inbox. Hey, how are you? I'm a comic, you know, this is where I'm from. This is how far I drive. This is my set, you know, you want to take a shot or not? And I think out of 300, I'll get 3 responses. But that's three stages, you know. That's and I did the same with booking the tour. I added myself to all these Facebook groups across the country, like Richmond Comedy, Dallas Comedy, and I just hit up tons of people, and it started to share and spread around, and I got really lucky, and a couple guys were willing to give us spots, and
dude, that's awesome.
We're coming to a bomb.
I whose idea was this? Yours?
It was mine, and I knew that I don't have an hour. Now this was my hustle. You go on the road, you probably want an hour. Again, and it stinks that this is the scene of what can I leverage. Like, I get a lot of my shows because I have my residency at Broadway. People hear that and like, oh, well, you must be good. So having the credit of, I just came back from tour sounds real nice, but I don't have an hour. So I grabbed 2 of my funny friends and I go, that's an hour.
Yeah.
But also a comedy show isn't meant to be 2.5 hours long. You lose people, you know? Like, when you see these big guys in arenas, it's usually an hour and a half. They'll open up with a soft 10, maybe a 15, and then 45. We're giving you an hour, and that's a good show though. Like, if you're pulling up to a bar, we're each doing 20. Like, that's not a bad. And then we'll fucking have the guy. We're bringing one friend to host, because that's the other thing. I didn't want to rely on giving the show. The host is the energy, like we were talking about earlier, and I don't want to trust that some guy from Wisconsin's gonna push our merch and plug our stuff
100%.
So I've been letting in each city a local comic open up on 10, and we're going to use one of our buddies to host it instead.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
Really smart, actually. I think that's a great idea. Like, honestly, it's I'm annoyed that I didn't think of it. But no, it's, dude, that's a fucking
I think I'm getting
awesome
a little
plan.
hate from a few, and I think it's like,
you're getting a little hate, you said?
Yeah, everyone
Why?
can do. I think everyone, because like you said, it's like, I wish I did that. And it's like, you can. You know what I mean?
People totally can. I want to say, like, you know, I'm not going to say the venue, but I'm working with a different venue right now, and they have a much more professional outfit working with them. And, you know, they hire comedians that have that charge a lot of money. And, you know, I've actually done this with the Krog shows. Like, we've had comics on there that cost 3 times the amount of everybody else to headline. And my crowd doesn't know the difference. And,
they don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Everyone started a small club.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle played a small room, and if you ask me, the smaller the room, the better the crowd. Like, that intimate, like, I used to hear that word in podcasts, like, oh, an intimate club room. And he didn't know what it means until I whisper into a mic to 12 people in the middle of the night. And I'm like, hey. It is. I can see every person's face in that room. And funny doesn't come with a dollar sign. You're right. Like, and in fact, I think after getting paid a little bit too much, you probably aren't as good as you used to be.
Yeah.
You lose the love of it. And I think it's like any sport too. I like watching the Albany River Rats when I don't know if they're still a thing, but like going to a minor league game over a professional, it's half the price, and it's guys that are trying to go pro.
Yeah, trying to play well.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There's more to lose when you're trying to pop versus I've popped, I've been here, pay me a lot, you know?
Definitely. I totally agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like, even if you're not doing an hour, like, how much are you doing? 30 minutes? 20 minutes?
No, I do 20. And then I have my crowd works is strong. So, I could do 20 on set, and then you figure fluff it to 30. But I think, and that was the same in the beginning, it's all about giving my friends stage time, too. When I produced my first few shows, it was because no one was taking a shot on me.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a show, go make a show, you know? So I've always been about giving, how long can you do, you know?
Yeah.
So if that means I got to do 5 so you can do 20 and the show runs smooth, cool. And in this case, I think 20 for 3 of us is awesome.
Yeah. Who are you bringing with you?
Vinny Petty and Nick Crespo.
I know Vinny. I don't know if I know Nick.
Nick is the greatest comic besides Amy Schumer coming out of the Lower East Side. Don't let him hear it, though. Yeah, Nick Crespo, man. He's a funny dude. Really funny dude. He did his first special in a bodega, actually.
Really?
Yeah, his bodega was closing down. He cleared out the aisles, pulled in tons of chairs, got a camera crew in the neighborhood together. And it was a pretty cool special. You should look it up.
That's
Nick
so
Crespo's
cool.
special on YouTube.
Nick Crespo special. How do you spell Crespo?
Crespo.
All right,
Yeah.
Nick Crespo. Yeah, I'll watch that later.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And we both know Vinny Petty. He's
Yes.
he's Vinny the Jew, as he
Vinny
refers
the
to.
Jew, Vinny the Slug. That's my man. Vinny the Jew wouldn't look good on stickers, so we went with Vinny the Slug. Again, with everything going down right now, it's a very
For a different time. Right?
yeah. I cancel me while I'm nobody. I like to say.
Yeah, I can't go much farther lower than I am now.
Yeah.
No, he's very funny. It's been cool to. We did a show together with Gary Veter in
I
December.
remember him telling me that.
Yep, and it was very cool that he got popped onto that late, and that actually is what bumped me to host the show.
Really?
Yeah. So that was we were gonna have a host. Actually, there wasn't a host booked, and then Vinny got on the show because he was very persistent with Cal, and then
If you're listening, that's what it's about. You know,
what it's
it's
about.
keep showing up.
yeah, and then so Vinny got to open for 5 minutes, but I hosted, first time hosting, and it ended up being like in the moment I thought it was like a bad thing to get pushed to host.
Yeah.
Ended up pays a lot more.
They've never taken my calls. I've been trying
Really?
to get,
Yeah,
and it's
he's-
funny because I've drank there for years. I live
Yeah.
down the street, and I used to live on Delafield over there
Okay.
by Cosmos.
Yeah.
And I just graduated from Dutchess, actually. So I had been in the neighborhood forever.
Yeah.
But they always wanted big names, you know?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
Louis. They wanted Bobby Kelly.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to send my tapes in, and I
Yeah,
never get hit.
I will say, Cal is a little bit. He's doing. Actually, you should consider this too. He's doing voice acting now.
I would love it. I don't know where to get in.
I don't know how either, but he
I took a meeting the other day, and it was very scammy, but
actually
trying.
Louis got him to start that, which is
Really?
yeah, very cool. But so Cal's been on this crazy ride. He's also been moving all this kind of stuff. So as of late, he's been a little scattered, and he's actually starting to reach out for like help with stuff. So I know he's got somebody helping with the Instagram. Or whatever,
hey, well,
but
Cal, if you're listening and you like this voice, give me a call.
So he's so he's a little busy, but yeah, he bumped me to host for that, and I thought it was a bad thing at the time. Ended up being a very good thing because because I'm only 20 minutes away. I mean, I've gotten a lot of spots there just from being available and nearby.
That's what Broadway does last second. They want the guy that can fill. You know, like, hey,
Yeah.
can you be here in an hour? And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
But if you want it a spot to spot, especially in the beginning, but showing that you're accountable, you're
Mm-hmm.
reliable, you're the guy that I can call 20 minutes when the ship is sinking.
Yep.
People notice that stuff. There's that cheesy saying, it's not who you know. I think it's not who you know, but who knows you? You know,
Yeah.
why do they remember you? I remember you because 20 minutes you pinched in and you came in and held it down. You know, that kind of stuff stands out to people.
Yeah.
And it goes back to, again, being a good person, you know, putting it forward. It's, I've heard many stories where people didn't expect to go up or something. They were just in the green room hanging, and it's right place, right time. It's a little bit of luck, like you said. It's,
I did a show at Laugh It Up last month or the month before. I bought a ticket. I was sitting in the crowd. I was there by myself. I was at a table full of a bunch of firemen that didn't believe I did comedy. And my phone starts going off, and it's Cal from the other side of the club.
No shit.
And he's like, hey, man, the guy that was supposed to host cannot make it. He's doing a shoot in the city right now. He's been trying to get a hold of me all day. I've got no service. Can you go on in 5 minutes?
Hell yeah.
It was a secret show. We didn't know who the act was. So I was like, who's in the fucking green room? And he's like, go on and meet him. And it was David Lucas. So it was,
No shit.
Yeah, it was
Yeah?
pretty cool. So that was, it was just
You never know when
all
you're going to go up.
5 minutes ahead of time notice. And I actually met Julio Diaz that day, and he's hilarious. David Lucas is very funny too, but
Yeah.
I actually connected with Julio. He's very funny. I resonated a lot with his material. So I hope I work with him in the future. David too, but Julio's a really nice guy.
People bust my chops, but since day one, I've always kept, like, I'll write 2 words to remember the joke, like sweaty, whatever, and like just to know where the joke is. But I've kept a duct taped, like a taped up set list in my wallet because you never know when you're gonna do a quick 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like good to have. So like, I don't know, that's awesome, man, that you
Yeah.
were just there and in that moment. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. It's that's always like a crazy different experience. I feel like I learned a lot that day about like before that, anytime I had a spot lined up, maybe I'd gotten the closest window would be like 24 hours. but I'm a very big like practice and prep guy. So like if it was 24 hours, I'm practicing the set probably 10 times before showtime.
Yes.
You know?
I just got to a place where I get to tell you my avails, which is comfortable because you're not playing the Hail Mary anymore. It's like, when am I not crowded? When am I...
Yeah.
But in the beginning, yeah, man, you're like, where can I fill in, coach? You're trying to get off the bench. You're trying to squeeze in every second counts. I see guys like you, Elizabeth Bex, and Michael, and it is a hustle just getting out of these towns to get to the stage. So when like you said, like I forget what room we were in a couple weeks ago. I think it was Eastville, and there was all of us upstate guys were there. Jacob was there, and I'm like, oh shit! I was like, all these upstate guys in the middle of Brooklyn. Yeah. But that's the grit and drive it takes, you know. And if you're doing that, the rest will fall in place. You know, the jokes. If you're funny, being funny is easy. The hard part is sitting in that car, listening to your textbook on tape or something, trying to squeeze in an email and traffic. And but if you love it, man, that's what's the Nike saying?
Just do it.
Yeah, I was thinking, EA Sports in the game. That's the one.
EA Sports.
This has been a great time, man. I know you said you got to go to work. I'm not keeping you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about the tour a little bit. When does it start? Where are you going?
August 8th, we'll be in Columbus, Ohio. August 9th, Lexington, Kentucky. 15th and 16th of August, we'll be in Boston, 2 nights in Boston.
This is awesome.
And we haven't penciled in the lock-ins yet, but we're expecting 2 dates in Delaware, and then September 19th, we'll be in South Pines, North Carolina.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. I know. It doesn't feel real still. Sometimes I'm still waiting for the pinch, you know, but I don't know. You get it when you put in this effort. It's like when you paint a house or something, and then you step back to have that cigarette, and you're like, hell yeah, I did that. Yeah. I don't think I've gotten to step back yet, but I think I'm getting there. And
and I'm sure, you know, like you're going to be driving back from one of these shows, and I'm sure like multiple of them are going to be like, man, awesome. So happy we did this. Yeah. And then there's going to be a drive back from one of these shows. You're going to be like, what the fuck are we doing? Yes. Like, you got to anticipate that's coming too.
I haven't gotten to put in a lot of stage time this last month. And this isn't riding a bike. Like, you can't just jump back on. Like, you can fall, get a little rusty around your edges. Yeah. And I'm like, the month before, and all next month in July, I got to show because I do want to bring the A game. I want everyone to be able to call us back and be like, that guy killed. You know, that was a good time. One of the rooms, this is wild, I don't want to name drop, but I guess they were going to have Zach Amico perform, and he wasn't able to. So the guy they booked before was Chris Rock's brother. So they're like, we had Jordan Rock, you'll love it. And I'm like, I like that you think we're the same caliber, dude. But
that's the thing, is like, people don't know. They don't. They just don't. They just know, like, and you can just say, like, I'm a New York comic, and they don't know Borscht Belt.
Yes. And that it's weird that you can leverage those things, you know. But that's exactly where my brain went. It's like, I'm the Borscht. I also joke I'm the Goy of the Borscht Belt. But I caught some kids in the city false repping Borscht Belt status. Really? And I messaged the kid, no names, but I was like, hey, who's that Catskill guy? He goes, oh, we're not actually. They was just saying it to rep our Jew. And I was like, nah, man, if you're not for the fucking Catskills, you're not a Borscht Belt comedian. Huge names, you know. Jackie Mason, Dangerfield. Seinfeld did the circuit. Joan Rivers. Like, if you were anybody in the 70s, 60s, 80s, you did the Borscht Belt. And it's funny because I wish younger I could appreciate it for what it was. Now it's gentrified and relevant, but when I was a kid, no one was talking about that stuff.
I do feel like, I mean, there's a comedian, Alejandro Morales, who we've just had on at the Krog, but he's starting to do shows in Ellenville now.
I've heard of this guy, and I think he may, I don't know if he's from there or moved there, but I've been seeing his name pop up a little bit. He's a little older than me, but I think they're down at the Shadowland. I actually used to do some work for Andy, help him build sets and stuff in high school. They would do set design and shit. He's definitely
I mean, I don't want to misspeak here, but I'm pretty sure we talked about it, and he was originally from there.
That's what I think I had read as well, and I think he's like my older brother's class kind of age.
Okay.
Ellenville's a very small town. It's funny. I joke it's 4 streets long, but it's got 12 churches in town.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. I lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana for a very short period of time.
Go Colts, dude.
Yeah. And there was a church there was like a church or two per block.
Yeah, it's very... But that's important to small towns, and you don't realize
it is.
But what's important to you isn't important. Like technology to me, I could care less. But to some other guy, to Musk, it's a light. And if you go back to these small towns and you forget, like church is everything. Football and church, especially in Texas, places like that. Yeah, I actually just started going to ASU, so go Sun Devils.
Okay,
you know?
cool.
I used to. I'm big in football. I like football, but.
NFL too?
Yeah, I've never played, but I was going to go pro, man. No, I'm a big 49ers fan. My brother's been on 49ers since we were kids, but I was a Colts fan. I was a big Peyton Manning guy. And I always laughed that Jets and Giants are not New York teams.
Yeah, they're Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey is dog shit. You can't have green fire hydrants and dress your cops like Ranger Rick and expect me to take you serious.
I'm a Patriots fan.
Hey. So, we had some deflated balls there for a couple of games.
Bullshit.
Side by side, though, man, in stats. Peyton was more of a sellable guy. I think that, like... I don't know. The Manning brothers are a little doofy. They're corn-fed.
Peyton is probably like the funniest quarterback I've ever seen.
Yeah,
he's got to be. He's got to be the funniest of all time, and potentially he could have been the greatest of all time. But rings matter.
Yeah. No, and that's what it comes down to. Like all the technical, like the rings. But look at the yards, man.
Yeah. Whatever. All right,
dude. This has been a great time, man. Dude, I appreciate you having me on. Anything you want me to say so you can clip for later?
Dude, do you want to fucking close out the episode?
Sure. Why not?
All right. Some of the names might be in this that are hard to say, but you can just do your best, and this is going to be great. All right.
I don't have my contacts in.
Oh, geez.
Likable is filmed and recorded with Radio Free Rhinecliff. Thank you to Jen Hammoud and Matthew Rosenberg, our producers. And thank you to the Epicurean, which hosts us each episode. Come stop and shop. Maybe you'll catch us on air. Likable is a comedy-based podcast where experts in absolutely nothing and should not be taken seriously. Consider this your daily dose of questionable wisdom and guaranteed hilarity. We hope. Proceed with caution and a healthy dose of skepticism.
Gavin Roman, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. I don't know why I almost clapped for myself.
Music.
Yeah, you got jokes and you're insightful.